By the mid-17th century, the Deccan Plateau had become a landscape defined by shadows. Massive stone fortresses dominated the horizons, serving as the iron-fisted headquarters for foreign sultanates. The Maratha people lived in a state of total fragmentation. Without a central authority of their own, they were partitioned out as mercenaries, forced to fight the wars of the very empires that occupied their land. This era offered a stark, binary existence. A Maratha was either destined to die as expendable infantry in a sultan's campaign, or live out their days in perpetual slavery. Decades of this conditioning incentivized internal betrayal. Individual clans frequently backstabbed one another to secure minor favors from their oppressors, ensuring the Marathas remained too divided to ever pose a collective threat. How did a highly martial culture reach this level of subservience, and what specific force could possibly shock them out of it? The fractured identity and internal rivalries within the Maratha ranks proved more dangerous to their future than the actual military hardware of the sultanates. The first crack in this system appeared when the sons of the noblemen Shahaji, Sambhaji, and Shivaji moved from quiet service to open defiance. This rebellion survived its earliest days because of a critical miscalculation by the ruling power. The late Adil Shah viewed the geopolitical landscape through a lens of immense overconfidence. This map shows the scale of that mistake. Adil Shah's empire controlled the entire region. Shivaji's early captures were viewed as minor insubordination, not an imperial threat. In this blind spot, Shivaji quietly linked these fortresses into a high-altitude logistics network, building a state unnoticed. Adil Shah's arrogance provided the exact window of time Shivaji needed. He used that silence to establish a foundational power base that could eventually withstand a full imperial retaliation. The campaign eventually reached a tipping point. Shivaji moved beyond the quiet capture of isolated outposts and publicly unfurled the saffron flag. This wasn't a dispute over borders, it was a declaration of ideological revolution. The flag served as a visual rejection of foreign sovereignty. As the ideology spread, the military tactics evolved. Scattered guerrilla raids were organized into a disciplined regional uprising, capable of holding territory against professional imperial armies. To see how this worked, look at this nodal diagram. Shivaji's administration functioned as a central hub, rapidly pulling in previously warring Maratha clans and sinking them into a single unified structural web. This new force was driven by a shift in motivation. These soldiers were no longer fighting for a foreign paycheck, but for the liberation of their own people and the survival of their culture. The decree was made absolute. From that day forward, only their own flag would fly over these mountains. Shivaji's success lay in his ability to weaponize the collective exhaustion of a subjugated people, turning decades of grievance into a singular, unstoppable political force. This revolution was built toward a single defining objective, Swaraja, or self-rule. Swaraja replaced the old binary of slavery or death with a new framework of self-determination, giving the Maratha people a reason to build rather than just survive. The movement centered on the protection of dharma, the duty to uphold cultural identity and social order. This focus ensured the revolution remained a spiritual and cultural homecoming as much as a political one. This commitment earned Shivaji a level of reverence that bordered on the divine. His followers bestowed upon him titles like Tiger of Goddess Bhavani and Pride of Marathas, reflecting his role as their cultural protector. When he took the title Chhatrapati, he was formalizing his status as a sovereign ruler. It was a clear signal to every surrounding empire that he answered to no higher earthly power. The upcoming film Raja Shivaji focuses on this specific transition, chronicling how a fractured population found its voice and its leader. The establishment of Swaraja redrew the map of the Deccan and anchored the region's political future in a sovereign identity that would endure for generations.